Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recaps Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go.
What is going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and this is your SmackDown recap show. Man, I was fast SmackDown. Really fast. Really fast. I'm just retweeting everyone. Good show. Good show. It looks like they are definitely high kicking the women's division on SmackDown now that Rhea Ripley has been out, obviously. I'll talk more about that Sunday on Scoops, but yeah, a lot of stuff's happening. Looks like Tatum Paxton, who was originally supposed to go to Raw, is now a SmackDown superstar. I did mention a couple of weeks ago, Charlotte Flair on a podcast saying that she wanted to start a faction or be in a romantic storyline. So it looks like she is going with the top half of that. Tatum Paxton did come out at the end of SmackDown. And looks like Paula Vice is probably going to Raw. She has already publicly called out Raquel Rodriguez on Twitter about the Intercontinental Championship. So, I'm all here for it. Tatum showed up at the end to help Charlotte and Jade. They are really kickstarting. The SmackDown is firing on all cylinders coming out of SummerSlam. So there's really not any, for the first time in months, I can actually say I'm looking forward to recapping the show. It's a lot to talk about coming out of SummerSlam. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good show all the way around from top to bottom. Don't really feel like there was anything. I'm not crazy that, Blake Monroe still isn't on TV, but now I know for sure that they can't bring Mola up to SmackDown because SmackDown is just super top heavy. So yeah, I'm excited to see Tatum. She looked great. Charlotte's got her faction now. Like I said, she said on a podcast about 3 weeks ago she wanted to be a part or the leader of a faction or start a romantic storyline with maybe a Cody Rhodes or a Randy Orton, but that's not going to happen. They're too busy with each other. So a lot of interesting stuff. Looks like we're getting a world title match for the SmackDown Championship coming up. And I believe it's August the 21st or something like that in Canada. It looks like where KO will get his title shot. Obafemi is also featured on that show. The IWC is already just running rampant with it, saying Ova's moving to SmackDown. Well, I don't think so. Ova's not moving to SmackDown, or Raw would just be just a bloodline, and that's it. Raw would sink if Ova moves to SmackDown because SmackDown is top heavy on the men's side and on the women's side. So solid women's version of SmackDown. So it wasn't only with 3 matches. That is definitely going to be a talking point for some content creators. But a lot of stuff happened coming out of SummerSlam. And I can tell you guys, we're in for a long scoop show Sunday. So you guys better buckle up because I have a lot to talk about in regards to the Brock Lesnar situation, Rhea Ripley, plans moving forward towards Saturday night's main event. I did not think that they would rush KO and Punk, but they are for some reason. So Cody talking crazy. I'm not going to even acknowledge it until it happens, but he said he's not the good guy anymore. So we'll see. Maybe Randy can pull that demon out of him. I don't know. The crowd was chanting for Randy tonight, which I definitely called that. That's why I didn't want Cody and Randy going into a feud together if they was not going to turn him, because ultimately, at the end of the day, it makes him look like a geek. So, Sammy has mattered. Everyone here has lost it. I believe that'll be Nick Aldis's next opponent, the Sami Zayn, on down the road. I believe that will be Nick Aldis's when he comes out of retirement. I believe, or not out of retirement, but when he wrestles again, I believe it'll be with Sami Zayn. So I believe Sami Zayn calls Kevin Owens in Canada. Kevin Owens, in my opinion, haven't talked to my guy, but I do not believe Kevin Owens will win the Undisputed Championship right now. I think that Sami Zayn is going to cost KO the title. Maybe inadvertently, or maybe Kevin Owens does win the title. Maybe they'll pull a big swerve. They like to do these big moments. But first off, shout out to Rhea Ripley. It looks like it was a last-minute decision by her. WWE, the medical team, as far as they wanted to see if it was going to heal properly. I guess it was a torn meniscus or something like that. She ultimately opted into surgery. So you can kind of tell where the storyline's going. Obviously, we'll get into that tonight here on the SmackDown recap. The way that Tiffany was kind of staring at Chelsea tonight. I mean, it's got heel turn written all over it. It's WWE 101. Chelsea is now the official SmackDown Women's Champion. So she got pinned tonight. I saw a lot of people, I didn't really care for that too much. With her getting pinned as being, what's going on, Leslie? Good to see you. Yeah, it's Tippy Tom. So I really didn't care for that too much, honestly. Chelsea getting pinned. Tippy Blake team up soon, I believe so. I kind of hinted around to that to Kyle on Queens of WWE. I said it really sounded like Blake was kind of trying to get in Tiffany Stratton's ear. I think that's definitely the direction they're going. I don't think they're going to face each other. I think they're going to eventually link up because they're absolutely doing nothing with Blake Monroe right now on TV. Very predictable with the Nikki Bella Paige stuff. With Brie Bella being out for 3 to 6 months, they had to move away from the AJ Lee stuff, which I'm sure some people are glad about that. So they were just going to run Paige and Nikki. We didn't see Paige on TV tonight, so interesting to see where they move forward with that. In my opinion, JC Jane wins the United States title next week on SmackDown. I think JC wins the U.S. title. Kind of a consolation prize for her, but I don't really think maybe she wasn't beating Rhea anyway at SummerSlam. So, and it would put fatal influence with 3 of the titles. So, I'm not opposed to it. Have the baby faces come in, or have the baby faces chasing JC around. She is a dominant heel. She gets great attention from the fans. Tiffany's is better off a heel. So I do not like. Will it be Chelsea's fault? I mean, possibly. I don't know. What kind of angle they'll run with it. But I do believe JC Jane leads SmackDown next week as your new Women's United States Champion. I don't think JC can take another loss. She just ate one to Tiffany going into that ladder match. So I do believe it's going to either be a DQ, maybe setting up another match at a PLE, but I don't think that's what they're doing. I don't think Tiffany's going to turn on Chelsea. So it's been a crazy night. Big Brother is actually going nuts right now. The nomination, Kingpin, y'all have to message me. the nominations, Kama actually flipped the nominations right before nomination time. So Lala wins the wall comp and gets some power and absolutely goes crazy. Didn't put up my icons though, so that's good, but she's definitely got that power trip. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a crazy week of Big Brother. Looks like Mallory won the time capsule. If you guys watch BB Unlocked tonight, she got a disadvantage. So she looks like she's going to be tethered to Melody. So the Adam and Eve disadvantage. 2 powers in a row, so kind of figured it was going to be a disadvantage. But Kamo is in desperation mode tonight. So, but we're not here to talk about Big Brother. We're talking about SmackDown. So, as always, if you're watching live on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You have 2 more days before I will be doing the drawings. There'll be 2 drawings, one for $100 and one for $25, and then there'll be 2 extra separate drawings. And those will be only for the people that were in the that will be in the comments Sunday. It's 2. Each person can't win twice. We'll win a month's exclusive membership to my news channel, which I post probably 7 to 10 things a day in there. Sometimes yesterday I didn't put too much because there wasn't a whole lot going on, but this week's been a lot of news, so a lot of stuff getting posted in there. So definitely want to show up Sunday. Going to be a big show on top of all the news, and I'm going to probably have to limit the questions down simply because of all the drawings and all of that, because I can't be on. I don't want to be on for 3.5 hours, so we'll try to get it in as quick as possible. So, but you guys make sure to show up Sunday, because everybody's name that's subscribed to me on YouTube will go into a randomizer, and so we will see who will be lucky winners come Sunday. Shout out to the W Media page for reposting the stream. 3 matches booked for next week. Tiffany versus JC for the U.S. title. Damian Priest and R-Truth versus the War Raiders versus MFTs. I believe we get a title change there as well. MFTs. And what was the Trick Williams will defend the United States Championship. I mean, he just won the title at SummerSlam, and he beat Baron Corbin. Will defend the United States Championship next week against Carmelo Hayes in Boston in his hometown. I believe JT's up in that area, New Jersey, Boston, somewhere in there. So Baron Corbin's coming out of fighting champion. You kind of love to see it, so I'm looking forward to that. Don't think that the title. I don't think that Baron's dropping right now, but it looks like the challengers are lining up. So Carmelo's up next. I thought they would wait a little bit to go back to Trick, but they went immediately back to Trick. Everything was really good tonight. Like I said, I am a little bit surprised that they're doing KO and Punk this soon and not doing it at Money in the Bank, but maybe they're different plans. I don't know. Randy Orton is on the cusp of getting 15, but he said he is more he's more involved with trying to keep Cody from winning another championship. So I guess that's the storyline we're running with Cody. Cody said that he doesn't have to be the good guy anymore. And he asked Randy who is going to kill off the legend killer. So a lot of bad blood there. And then we started the show, obviously, with which we'll go into, Punk telling Cody Rhodes again that whenever you want that rematch, just to say win. I don't know what they're doing. They teased it last time. Like I said, I'm not for Cody being back in the title picture unless he's a heel. But, man, when they start saying words like that, that's the same stuff that Cody said to Punk before Punk just got that title opportunity just fell out of the sky. So, I don't know. I hope they stick with the plans for Money in the Bank and don't go crazy. Put the money in. I don't think they're going to put Money in the Bank on Cody, but I don't know. He needs to stay on the title picture, but with Street Fighter coming up, there's just no telling what they have coming up. So I'm gonna save all that for Sunday. Got a lot of information on The Rock over Femi. A lot of stuff coming up. So yeah, it's gonna be a big show. Zillify 2 has wrestled his last match in House of Glory tonight. We'll talk about that. Will he be the surprise guy on NXT? I believe so. But we will see. We'll talk about that on Sunday on Scoops. Zillify 2 dropped the House of Glory Championship tonight. So Zillify 2 will be could be possibly headed to NXT television. So it'll be interesting to see. If he does, I think that's the best move for him instead of coming right up to the main roster. So, but we will see. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. So this is your SmackDown recap. I am off tomorrow, so looking forward to that. Look out tomorrow for a couple of posts. I will be posting about my fantasy football leagues. I've been telling Kingpin I'm going to try to work on I've got a couple of people on Facebook messaging me as well. I'm going to try to at least get the $15 or the $25 league filled up. We got about 3 weeks, so I got to really start hammering home tomorrow or get the post out. There also going to be an NXT Heatwave post come out at some point this weekend for the prediction show for NXT Heatwave coming up at the end of the month. So you guys be on the lookout for that if you want to come on for the NXT Heatwave show, prediction show, which will be somewhere between the 30th is a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. What's today? The 7th. So the 5th, the 7th, 12th, 26th, August 26th will be the NXT Heatwave prediction show. So if you guys want to join, make sure to comment. So tonight, WWE Smackdown is from the Xfinity Mobile Arena in PA, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which I will be spending a lot of time in this coming up winter. So, yeah, been in there a couple of times already. So the post WWE SummerSlam show, we'll see in the main event the Queen Charlotte Flair face Jade Cargill in a singles match, plus the undisputed WWE champion, the best in the world, CM Punk, and the prize fighter Kevin Owens will make an appearance. Also, Baron Corbin will defend the United States Championship against Trick Williams, and then we get the interim WWE Women's Championship celebration. You see, they immediately went to telling Chelsea Green she was the undisputed championess. Early indications is Rhea Ripley's out to the end of the year. Possible return would be Royal Rumble of 2027. So CM Punk, Kevin Owens make a return. So does the Viper Randy Orton, who cost Cody Rhodes the championship at SummerSlam. How will Cody Rhodes respond to what Randy Orton did? So the show opens up with a video package recapping this past weekend's WWE SummerSlam PLE. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett is on commentary. Welcome us to SmackDown as we see the pre-show arrival of Trick Williams, Baron Corbin, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, and the Baddies 2.0, B5 and Meacham. So to start off the show, it is the former 3-time undisputed WWE SmackDown champion, Cody Rhodes, Music Hits. He makes his way down to the ring. So Cody gets on the mic. He starts off by saying he is looking for Randy Orton. Didn't waste any time. Didn't ask what you want to talk about, any of that. Cody then calls out Orton and says he wants to do it face to face. Cody Rhodes then says, while we wait, he wants to. Well, he did ask what Philly wants to talk about. I do take that statement back. Cody Rhodes then says, while we wait, he wants to know what Philadelphia wants to talk about. Philadelphia is where Cody Rhodes won his first undisputed championship and finished the story by defeating Roman Reigns and ending the 1,316-day reign. And where that day still lingers on for a lot of the Twitter community. A lot of people still can't let go of that. But yeah, So Philly has always been pretty gracious for Cody Rhodes. So he's back where it all started, back at WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes says he remembers Dory Funk Jr., who just passed away over the last 48 hours. Rest in peace to Dory Funk Jr. Thoughts and prayers with him and his family during this difficult time. Cody Rhodes then reflects on losing the WWE Undisputed WWE Championship match to CM Punk at SummerSlam. Cody then says he is going to assume that Punk didn't know that Randy Orton was going to hit him with an RKO, which is showing some delusion. Everybody turned on Cody, so he just really doesn't know who he can trust at this point. So interesting stuff there. As Cody said, he's going to assume that Punk didn't know about Randy hitting him with that RKO. So we'll see. So we get CM Punk's music hit. He comes out. The Undisputed SmackDown champion. Cody Rhodes and asked Punk if he knew about Randy Orton's plans. As I said, Cody's respectfully speaking, after everybody's turned on him, he doesn't know who he can trust and which way he can turn. So Punk then says it kind of hurts to think for Cody to think that he knew anything about it. Shout out to DW Media page for reposting the stream. Make sure you follow the DW Media page on X. But he said he didn't know that Randy Orton was there at SummerSlam. Is that a lie or is that the truth? We will find out in the coming weeks. Punk said he's pretty pissed about it too, which I do believe. CM Punk in this circumstance, I don't believe Punk has anything to do with this because Randy Orton was talking shit about Punk as well. So Punk just says he can help Rhodes find Randy Orton and beat his ass. Cody Rhodes then says he's going to find Orton and kick his ass by himself. As Cody Rhodes looks to leave, Punk tells Cody to turn around. And he says, in regards to your rematch, he said, just say when. I don't know. When they do it, Cody has to, it can't be like it was a SummerSlam. They need to, some time needs to pass. Are they planting the seeds for something earlier? Could it be something later on in the year? Is Punk even going to be the champion then? I don't know. It sounds like it. It sounds like he told Cody whenever he wants that title opportunity to just say when. So who knows? We'll see. After what went down at SummerSlam, there's still some unfinished business between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. As I told you guys before SummerSlam, that was just the start of this feud with Punk and Cody. There would be at least one more, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's two more matches. So between the two of them. So then, as Cody is making his way back to the back, Kevin Owens, the #1 contender for CM Punk's championship, his music hits. He makes his way out to interrupt Punk and Cody Rhodes. All these four are going to be intertwined at the top of the card for a while, it looks like, with Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens then comes face to face with CM Punk, and Nick Aldis immediately makes his way out. CM Punk and Kevin Owens then tell Aldis that they can handle this like professionals. Punk then asks Owens if he is here to claim his title shot. Kevin Owens says he wrestles in shorts, not pants. Interesting. Kevin Owens says he does not want to wrestle Punk, and that is all he wanted to do for the last 17 months. Kevin Owens says that is a long time to be told you might never get a chance to do what you love again. Kevin Owens says he didn't choose. Kevin then says he was forced to leave and he lived in uncertainty. Kevin Owens says he has proven people wrong his entire career, and here he is, the #1 contender. So you're out here proving me right. It's the same old CM Punk, according to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens then turns his attention to Punk. Kevin Owens says Punk proved him right. Owens says he'd been hearing people saying feels changed. You got to give him a second chance. Owens says he never bought it because he knows who Punk is. Kevin Owens says he can't believe Punk is handing Cody Rhodes a rematch when he's next in line for the undisputed WWE Championship. Kevin Owens calls Punk an arrogant sociopath. CM Punk then says this is one of the reasons why the WWE Universe still loves him. Punk then says some people, so Punk gets on the microphone. Punk then says some people may not like the fact that he's the best in the world. Punk then says his title means he is the best in the world. Punk then says Owens can appreciate his arrogance because it benefited people like him. Kevin Owens says it's been 10 years since he last held a world title in WWE. Kevin Owens says now he doesn't just get to win the title, but he gets to humble Punk and beat his ass for it. Punk then says it's good to have impossible dreams. Punk then says he thinks Owens is scared. Punk then says Owens wouldn't even be in here if it wasn't for him. Punk then says he recalls Kevin Owens calling him for WWE tickets for him and his family. Kevin Owens then admits that he should be grateful. Owens then said he should thank Punk as he showed him what not to become and how not to treat people around him. Kevin Owens says CM Punk must be so lonely on the pedestal he put him on. Kevin Owens said he's not a miserable piece of shit like CM Punk is. Owens shoves Punk, forcing Nick Aldis in the picture to separate them. Kevin Owens tells Nick Aldis to do it. Things are getting heated in Philly. It's only just a start between Kevin Owens and CM Punk. Which that match will take place, Punk later on, which I will talk about. Kevin Owens asked Nick Aldis for that to cash in on that number one contenders match in Canada, right where Sami Zayn was back there talking. So as I said, I don't think Owens wins the title there. So he could. It's not impossible, but I think Punk's gonna have a little longer reign than that. So we see Kathy Kelly with Charlotte Flair. She asked Charlotte about herself and Jade tonight. Charlotte says it's been years. Charlotte then says they went face to face when Jade first arrived. Charlotte then says she showed strength and she wanted to be the top girl. Flair then said tonight she is fighting for her best friend Alexa Bliss. Charlotte then says you have her attention after telling Bliss's daughter that her mommy will be okay. Interesting stuff there. Flair then tells Jade, if you have any intestinal fortitude, to show up alone tonight. Shout out to W Media page for reposting the stream. So that was a good promo from Charlotte Flair leading up to the main event, Charlotte versus Jade Cargill, where we see we get a return of Tatum Paxley. So Charlotte's got her faction against the baddies now. The numbers game has been evened up. We see Trick Williams, the former United States champion, and he tells Baron Corbin he is getting his rematch tonight. Trick Williams says the only reason you have the title is because you cheated and took shortcuts. Trick says you don't have what it takes to beat him. Trick Williams says he will beat Corbin down and he will do it for himself, though Yachty, his title, and the coach. Trick Williams then says he's going to whoop that ass. So we only got 3 matches, so we are going to go through the first one. And for the WWE United States champion, I'm used to saying Trick Williams as the champion, but it is now Baron Corbin. So it's going to be for the U.S. Championship. Baron Corbin will be defending against the former champion who just lost the title at SummerSlam, Trick Williams. So the match starts off with Trick Williams. He hits a flying clothesline. The fight spills to the outside. Trick Williams sends Baron into the post, and he hits a big chop. Trick Williams then sends Corbin over the barricade. Trick then launches himself over the timekeeper's area, wiping out Baron Corbin. Trick Williams then continues to beat down on Corbin. Back in the ring, Trick hits a shoulder tackle. Baron Corbin then hits Trick Williams into the steel steps. He gets him back into the ring. Trick begins to try to fight back, but he runs into a big, huge elbow from Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin then sends Trick Williams into the corner. Trick Williams hits Baron Corbin with a spinning heel kick. Trick Williams then hits a trick slap, and then he stomps Corbin in the corner. Trick then hoists Baron Corbin up and hits him with an AA on the canvas for only a count of 2. Corbin then runs into a trick kick, and then Corbin then hits Trick Williams with a deep 6, but Trick kicks out at 2. Both men then trade strikes in the middle of the ring. Trick Williams then hits a jumping neckbreaker. Trick then sends Baron to the outside, but then Baron then sends Trick into the steel steps again. Corbin then takes his United States Championship. And it starts again. So here we go. So Trick takes his United States Championship, but the referee tells him to stop. So then in the ring, Trick Williams then hits Baron Corbin with the bookend for another near fall. Trick Williams then hits a trick shot, but Baron Corbin gets his arm up on the rope to break up the count. Baron Corbin then rolls out of the ring. Corbin grabs the ropes at the right time. Baron Corbin then nails Trick Williams with the United States Championship title behind the referee's back for the 1, 2, 3. And Baron Corbin has retained the WWE Men's United States Championship. So I guess that was Trick's rematch because it didn't feel like they were going to take the title right off of Baron just winning at SummerSlam. But you never know with WWE with these short title reigns. So the winner and still the WWE United States Champion is Baron Corbin. So we go backstage with the person that tried to put his resignation papers in for the GM of SmackDown, but Triple H ripped him up. We saw him go one-on-one with Gunther at SummerSlam. Nick Aldis. He's on the phone. Sami Zayn shows up and says he wants to congratulate Nick on his SummerSlam performance. Sami then says he wants to know how many times he will be screwed over by Nick. He said, don't you want to congratulate me on my SummerSlam performance? And Nick's like, here we go. Sami then says he would have been champion if he didn't add CM Punk in Chicago. Sami then says he would be #1 contender if he didn't add Gunther and Kevin Owens at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens then shows up, and Nick says they have stuff to deal with. Kevin says to Nick Aldis that he wants his title match in 2 weeks in Toronto on August 21st on SmackDown. August 21st. 2 weeks from tonight, CM Punk will defend the Undisputed Championship in Kevin Owens' home country of Canada in Toronto. Kevin then welcomes Sami back and says Sami doesn't look sincere. Sami then says he is happy to see Kevin back. Sami then says now you have a title match with a chance to win the Undisputed Championship in Toronto. Sami then says he wants Kevin to say that his return screwed Sami. Kevin then says it messed things up for you. Sami then says he wants him to say he is sorry. Kevin then says he is sorry, it affected him, but he said, Sami, you would have done the same exact thing in the same exact situation. Kevin then says he won his last match before his injury, and it was against you. So like I said, it's definitely a precursor. Sami's going to cause Kevin Owens in Canada. So Sami then says he wants to see Kevin win the title more than Punk. We'll see if that's the case. Kevin then says he doesn't want Sami's help. Sami then tells Kevin he won't stop chasing what he wants because it is what you want. So there you go right there, guys. You can, if you are able to pay attention to WWE television and the stories they are telling, Sami Zayn will be getting involved in that Kevin Owens CM Punk match. It's in Sami Zayn's home country as well, in Canada. So Kevin Owens will not, in my opinion, will not win the Universal Championship in Toronto. Shout out to Greg from DWE for reposting the stream from DWE Family Media page. So a lot of interesting stuff there. It looks like we'll probably end up with the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens feud coming out of maybe going into, I don't know. It's so early. I didn't think we would get KO and Punk until Money in the Bank. But looks like they're going to do it early, so they must have other plans for CM Punk and Money in the Bank. So we see Kathy Kelly. She stops Baron Corbin in the back and asks about the two upsets. Baron says he is insulted that she would say that there was an upset and that he was considered an underdog. Baron says is it because nobody believed him? Baron says he hopes the doubters feel stupid. Baron says Trick will never get his hands on this U.S. title again. Baron says there is no man in the locker room who can step to him. And then, out of nowhere, we haven't seen him in a few weeks. Wasn't on the SummerSlam card. Carmelo Hayes hits Baron Corbin and tells him, I will see you next week as I will be challenging you for that United States title in my hometown of Boston. So that is official. We have three championship matches next week on SmackDown. Baron Corbin will defend the United States title next Friday night on SmackDown against Carmelo Hayes. So, go to the next segment. And it is the the interim, but now the WWE Women's Undisputed SmackDown Champion. Chelsea Green. Big pop from the fans. Her music hits. She makes her way down to the ring. Celebration, balloons, everything, whole 9 yards. So she got a shirt that says interim with a question, with a X to it, and it says Undisputed Women's Champion. So I'm sure that'll be on WWEshop.com if it's not already. Chelsea Green grabs the microphone. She starts off by saying she loves the WWE Universe. Chelsea then says she appreciates her fans for sticking with her and pledging their allegiance. Chelsea then says they are a huge part of the reason she walked out of SummerSlam as the new WWE Women's Champion. Chelsea Green then says she also wants to shout out to the lovely, pretty, and talented best friend of hers, and that is the Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. She calls her out to the ring. So Tiffany Stratton music hits, and she makes her way down to the ring with the United States title. Chelsea Green says she is sorry for what happened on Sunday, but wants to know if their friendship is stronger than that. Chelsea Green then says she calls Stratton out because she wants to make toast with a strong female friendship. Tiffany Stratton says she wants to talk to Green about something, but they are then interrupted. As I said, I think that Tiffany is going to turn on Chelsea Green after she loses that title to JC Jane. But they're interrupted by Fatal Influence, JC Jane, and the Women's Tag Team Champions Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. JC Jane, as they're walking out, says, let's stop with the soap opera stuff. Let's pipe it down, telling the fans. JC says if it wasn't for Tiffany Stratton, she would be standing in the ring as the WWE Women's Champion. she would have qualified for that ladder match that happened at SummerSlam. Lane Reed then says all the Fatal Influence members are eventually all going to be draped in gold. Fallon Henley then says she can't believe Chelsea Green is out here representing SmackDown. She then says she thinks Chelsea Green. She doesn't think Chelsea Green deserves it. Jacy Jayne then said Fatal Influence is not out here to ruin Chelsea's moment. Jacy then staked her claim on the Women's United States Championship. Tiffany Stratton. So Tiffany Stratton accepts the challenge, but only on one condition. Tiffany says she will put the United States Championship on the line against Jacy Jayne next week if Fallon Henley and Laney Reed will defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against her and Chelsea Green tonight. So Fatal Influence huddle up, but Jacy Jayne accepts. So we have an impromptu championship tag team championship match. So this match is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and Laney Reed against the WWE Women's Champion Chelsea Green and the WWE Women's United States Champion Tiffany Stratton. I do want to say something about the ending before we get there. Now that this new faction has formed, I don't see them breaking up Charlotte and Alexa anytime soon now because, like I said, Fatal Influence needs some challengers. And I do believe that Charlotte and maybe Hannah Paxley could go after those tag titles eventually. Or maybe Alexa and Tatum when Alexa comes back. So this is for the Tag Team Championship. If Fatal Influence wins, Jacy Jayne will get a shot at the Women's United States Championship next week. So the match starts off with Chelsea Green and Laney Reed locking up. Chelsea Green then rolls out of the ring. Back in the ring, Chelsea Green misses an elbow, but Laney Reed misses a senton. Tiffany Stratton then comes in, and Chelsea Green sends Tiffany Stratton into Laney Reed against the corner. Fallon Henley comes in, and she hits a back elbow to Tiffany Stratton and follows it up with a kick. Tiffany fires back and hits a cutter. Chelsea Green is now the legal woman, and both women hit a double stomp on the back of both Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. They then followed up with a double suicide dive. Chelsea Green then hits a German suplex to Laney Reed, and she tags Tiffany Stratton in. Tiffany Stratton then hits a series of clotheslines to Laney Reed, and she follows it up with an elbow strike. Tiffany Stratton then wipes Fallon Henley out, and then Tiffany Stratton hits Laney Reed with an Alabama slam. Tiffany Stratton then heads to the top rope, and she hits a swanton bomb. Fallon Henley then comes from behind and hits her right hand. Laney Reed then delivers a kick to Chelsea Green, but Chelsea Green then tosses Laney Reed across the ring, and then Chelsea then hits Fallon Henley with a cutter. But Jacy Jayne hops up onto the ring apron and knocks Chelsea Green out with the rolling encore, the same move that she pinned Paige with at SummerSlam. But then Tiffany Stratton sees that, and she punches Jacy Jayne off the ring apron and sends her into the barricade. But back in the ring, Fallon Henley slides through the ropes, taking out Tiffany Stratton, and then her and Laney Reed hits Chelsea Green with their new move they call the Fatal Flaw for the 1, 2, 3. So the new women's champion, Chelsea Green, was pinned tonight. A lot of people were talking about that. I thought maybe it could have ended in a DQ with Fatal winning. Not crazy really about having Chelsea get pinned, but as I said, she was just only meant to be an interim champion, and now I'm sure that a lot of plans got moved around. But big win for Laney Reed and Fallon Henley, picking up a win over the WWE Women's Champion and the WWE Women's United States Championship, which will lead to next week. Tiffany Stratton will defend the United States Championship against the rock star herself, J.C. Jane. After the match is over, though, Lash Legend ambushes Tiffany Stratton. Nia Jackson joins in on the beatdown, and Nia Jax grabs the WWE Women's Championship and brings it to the ring. Nia Jackson stands over Chelsea Green with the WWE Women's Championship. So all I'm going to say about this is we've seen this before. If anything, maybe Lash can go after Chelsea, but this Nia experiment, we've already seen this a couple of different times. WWE, let's not go back to the well with them, please. That's all I'm asking. But never know. So next week, that is our second title match. J.C. Jane will try to bring more gold to Fatal Influence. Will she be able to get the job done this time against Tiffany Stratton? We'll find out next Friday. We then see Kathy Kelly in the backstage area. She is with Damian Priest, one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Damian Priest says him and R-Truth have already beaten the MFTs. He then says it's the same thing over and over again. It's because there's no tag team, Damian. Damian admits the level of threat is a little bit different now that Haku has aligned himself with the MFTs. But then the War Raiders, the AAA Tag Team Champions, then walk up to Damian Priest, and they claim they will be double champions, which they will not. They then say they want to teach the MFTs a lesson about respect. R-Truth walks up and then says they are not scared of anyone. R-Truth then says he wants to defend the WWE Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders and the MFTs next week. Priest then says he can't believe Nick Aldis didn't talk about putting the AAA World Tag Team Championships on the line. So interesting stuff there, but it's because MFTs are winning the Tag Team Championships. So, yeah. Priest and R-Truth have been the champs for a while, so there's really not much. It's only 2 tag teams, so now Haku's back in the fold. I can't see any way the MFTs lose next week. So, after screwing Cody Rhodes out of the WWE Undisputed Championship at SummerSlam, the Viper, Randy Orton, as I said, I'm not invested in this story. Hopefully, tonight wasn't bad. It was a good. They were off to a good start. But the fans were chanting Randy, so if you're trying to keep Cody a babyface, I don't think Randy's the right opponent for that. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So Randy's music hits. He makes it out to the ring. Grabs a microphone, but before he can even get a word out, Cody Rhodes' music hits, and he storms down to the ring and cuts Randy Orton off. Orton escapes like the snake he is. And Cody Rhodes says he wants Orton in the ring right now. Randy didn't want no part of Cody when it was face to face. Randy Orton then backs off again. Nick Aldis then makes his way out with the officials. Cody Rhodes and says Randy Orton owes him an explanation for what he did at SummerSlam. Randy Orton then says he doesn't owe Cody Rhodes anything. Orton then said Rhodes asked that he said back at WrestleMania 42, you asked for this. You asked for this particular Viper and this particular Randy Orton to come out. So yeah. Orton then recalls that Cody given him the permission to be the best version of himself. Orton says he gave the best version of himself at WrestleMania 42. Orton then says what came out of that is Cody Rhodes beat him 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. And Randy said, congratulations on that. Orton congratulates Rhodes, but says in that moment something snapped. Orton then says the voices told him to do whatever he had to do to put Cody Rhodes down. Orton then says he doesn't care who holds the Undisputed Championship, whether it's Kevin Owens, whether it's Cody Rhodes, or whether it's Kevin Owens or CM Punk. Orton then says he is going to do everything he can to get number 15, and that Cody Rhodes, make sure that Cody Rhodes is never the WWE champion again. Randy Orton said he realized that the best version of himself wasn't going to bring home number 15, but the worst version of Orton can and will. Cody Rhodes says he's not held to the championship standard anymore, Randy. Cody Rhodes then teases a heel turn, saying he doesn't have to be the good guy anymore. We'll see. They need to do it. They've been needing to do it. Cody Rhodes then says, forget about the title. Cody then says, Orton is the last legend left in WWE, and you call yourself the legend killer. Cody then asks, who is going to kill you? So escalated quickly. Definitely a way better promo than anything we got heading into WrestleMania 42. So as I wasn't invested in the story, I don't want this story to drag out for 3 to 5 months, but unfortunately it probably will. I think this culminates at a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at Sunday night's main event in Cody's hometown in Atlanta, Georgia. I think that's the first stop for this feud. And I'm sure we'll get another match after that. So we'll see. Definitely a good opening start, though, for Cody and Randy. We're starting to see it every week, a different side of Cody. So we see Sami Zayn. He's in the backstage area, and he's going off in front of Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, who's still laying on a crate. Sami Zayn says he has to earn his way back into the title picture again. Sami then admits he's a little jealous of Kevin because he gets to tell CM Punk what a fraud he is. But little does he know, CM Punk is standing right behind him. Interesting stuff we got going on SmackDown. So CM Punk's behind Sami, and he says Sami has got a big mouth when he's not around. Punk then says Owens got the decency to say it to his face. Sami then says Punk's days as undisputed WWE champion are numbered. Sami then says he has a broken bone in his hand. Otherwise, he would have broken Punk's face right now. Punk then says tells Sami Zayn that your time has come and gone to get to the back of the line, and that he is going to beat Kevin Owens in 2 weeks in Toronto, Canada for the undisputed championship. So we see Jade Cargill in the back. She's speaking with Fatty 2.0, B5 and Meechin. Kathy Kelly then walked up to them and asked them about their thoughts on Charlotte Flair. B5 says they don't care about Charlotte. She then says Flair will learn to keep her mouth shut. Meechin then says she thinks Charlotte is jealous of Jade because she is the greatest wrestler of all time. The only thing missing is the WWE Women's Championship title around her waist. Jade Cargill then vows to whoop Charlotte Flair's ass and the disrespect. So, yeah, that was that. So, no Brie Bella, but we get a video package vignette from the newly healed Nikki Bella. She cuts a promo. She says she tried to be supportive of her sister, and she made the unselfish act for her friend. Nikki then says she brought in Paige. Nikki then says Brie deserved better. Nikki then says she came back to fight beside her sister. Nikki then says Paige failed them again. Nikki then says that was the final straw. Nikki then says because of you, her sister is now hurt. So now Nikki Bella is blaming the loss and blaming Paige for Brie Bella's injury, which we know that's not the case. Nikki then says she will make sure that you feel the pain. Nikki then says whatever career you have left will be pure miserable. She plans to make the rest of Paige's career miserable. So, it is announced that next week, JC Jane will go one-on-one with Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States Championship. R-Truth and Damian Priest will defend the tag titles against the War Raiders and the MFTs with Haku. And Baron Corbin will defend the United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes. So we then get a video package to hype up the return of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he puts the MFTs on notice. Who could be coming back with Shinsuke Nakamura? Shinsuke tells the MFTs, "You think you have evolved?" Nakamura then says, "You have a new leader, but you have past enemies." Nakamura then says, "You need to remember who he is." Nakamura then says, "He is the king of strong style." Nakamura then says, "He is back, and this time he will not be alone." Nakamura then says, "He is starting a war, and he is not a one-man army." Nakamura then says, "They will show who are warriors and who are pawns." Interesting to see who that could possibly be. A lot of people, speculation online says Zilla. I'm not quite sure that's who that is. We'll see. Maybe it's Finn Balor. I don't know. What are they going to do with Finn Balor coming out of SummerSlam? Maybe it could be Finn Balor. That's just a name. I don't know. So let's go to the main event. We're almost an hour into the stream, so we're running pretty good time tonight. We have two really big shows coming up Sunday. So this will be my last show until Sunday. Tomorrow will be my first day off in almost 3 weeks. So I'm definitely going to enjoy that. But let's get to the main event. This show is definitely a B+ for me all the way around. Charlotte Flair goes one-on-one with Jade Cargill in the main event of SmackDown. Charlotte makes her way down to the ring first, followed by Jade Cargill, B5 and Meechin. So the match starts off with both women locking up. The fight spills to the outside. Jade then sends Charlotte Flair's lower back in against the apron. Gets her back in the ring. Jade Cargill hits a shoulder tackle. Charlotte Flair then chops Jade Cargill down. Hits her with a kick. Charlotte Flair then hits a running knee. Jade Cargill then sends Charlotte Flair into the announce table. Jade Cargill then sends Charlotte Flair over the barrier. Back in the ring, Jade Cargill stomps Charlotte Flair and hits her with a snap suplex. Charlotte Flair then tries to fight back with a series of chops, but Cargill hits her with a spinning Bossman slam. Jade then hits an uppercut. Flair tries to fight back with a series of elbows, but then Charlotte Flair then goes for a sleeper hold. Jade Cargill hits her with a spine buster for only a count of 2. Charlotte Flair then hits a German suplex, and then both women are down. Both women are now going back and forth. Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill then exchanging strikes in the middle of the ring. Charlotte then hits a series of chops. Jade Cargill then fights back with a pump kick for a count of 2. Jade Cargill then runs into a big boot from Charlotte. Charlotte then heads to the top rope. She hits a crossbody off the top rope onto Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill then targets Charlotte Flair's midsection, and she hits a big kick to Charlotte's midsection. Jade Cargill then hits a spinning slam, but Charlotte kicks out at 2. Jade Cargill then heads to the top rope, but Charlotte Flair cuts her off. Jade Cargill then hits Charlotte Flair with an avalanche bomb. Cargill then slaps Charlotte Flair directly across the face. Charlotte Flair then takes Jade Cargill out with a super kick, and she applies a figure 8 in the middle of the ring, which she has won many championships with. We then see the baddies at ringside to break up the figure 8. So at this point, I'm like, oh God, Jade's winning due to interference. So Charlotte Flair puts Jade Cargill in the figure 8. And before Jay Cargill can tap out, the baddies come out, and I believe it was B5 that pulled Charlotte out from the hold. So the numbers game, but is it going to be the numbers game anymore? So after that, after the figure eight, we see the baddies at ringside, but then we get the Charlotte Flair's best friend, and we haven't seen her on TV since Jade took her out. It was Alexa Bliss. She still had an arm sling on, but she returned with the Lily doll. Interesting stuff. Then the lights go out. I'm like, oh God, here we go. And we see Tatum Paxley on the top rope. Heavily rumored to go to Monday Night Raw, but she was spotted earlier getting out of her car, walking into the building in Philly. Tatum Paxley then takes out the baddies with a crossbody. Back in the ring, Charlotte Flair escapes a powerbomb, and she hits Alexa Bliss's finishing move, the Sister Abigail. And then Charlotte Flair goes up top and hits the natural selection for the 1, 2, 3. So Charlotte Flair defeated Jade Cargill, even though she was outnumbered 3-1, with the assistance of her new faction, which she talked about a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. She wanted to start a faction or some sort of romantic storyline. So now Charlotte Flair has a faction with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and the newly called up from NXT, former two-time NXT North American champion and one-time women's NXT champion, Tatum Paxley. They all celebrate in the ring. Tatum looked phenomenal. After the match, Tatum and Alexa enter the ring to celebrate with Charlotte. All three women and stand tall inside the ring as SmackDown comes to a close. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Tatum Paxley. Is this trio about to take over Friday Night SmackDown? Alexa's still in that sling, hoping she'll be back soon. So that was it, guys. That is your SmackDown recap. Quick 2-hour show. It went by really fast. A lot of enhancing storylines. Like I said, we're getting CM Punk and Kevin Owens in 2 weeks in Canada for the Undisputed Championship. Next Friday on SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton must defend the United States Championship against JC Jane from Fatal Influence. Damian Priest and R-Truth will defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the AAA Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders. And the MFTs with Haku. And then, again, back-to-back weeks, Baron Corbin will defend the United States Championship against Carmelo. So there was a bracket that come out today. It is for the winner will face Roman Reigns on Raw in Mexico City. So we'll kind of quickly go through the bracket. We'll talk about it because it looks like all of the matches are going to take place on Raw and AAA. But starting August the 10th, which will be this Monday, in the top half of the bracket, Penta. This is the World Heavyweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Winner will face Roman Reigns on the Raw in Mexico City. Penta, this Monday on Raw, will go one-on-one with Laredo Kid. That's the top half of the bracket under them. So the winner of that match will face the winner of Psycho Clown and La Parka, which that match will take place on AAA, I believe. And then Dragon Lee in the bottom half of the bracket will take on El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So Dragon Lee and Dr. Wagner Jr. I believe that match will also take place on AAA. I'm not sure. I have to look at the schedule. And then Ray Phoenix goes one-on-one with El Fiscal in the bottom half of the bracket. So the winner of the Dragon Lee, Dr. Wagner Jr. match will take on the winner of Ray Phoenix and El Fiscal. And then they will move on to the semifinals. Or the quarterfinals, I'm sorry. And then the winner of Penta and Laredo Kid will face the winner of Psycho Clown and La Parka, with those two winners also moving on to the quarterfinals. Those two winners who advances out of the top half and the bottom half will go on to the semifinals, and the winner will face Roman Reigns in Mexico, which I believe that WWE is setting up a Penta versus Rey Fenix final. So definitely looking forward to that. Penta and Roman Reigns in Mexico is more than likely the avenue they're going down. So quick shout out to everyone before we get out of here. Kyle the Man Anthony, make sure you tune in to him and the World of Greg on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, as they will get you ready for one of those matches I just talked about. First round match in that tournament to see who's going to face Roman Reigns. Will we see Lola White? She has called out Raquel Rodriguez for that Intercontinental Championship. Will we see her on Raw Monday? And you can catch me and Kyle live next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Queens of WWE episode number 9. Shout out to the Tribal Kingpin. Saw the women's version of SmackDown tonight. Tribal Kingpin again on YouTube. Shout out to Leslie. It's Tippy time. Tippy and Blake team up soon. Looks like it. Will it be Chelsea's fault? Could be. Shout out to the WWE media page. Leslie again. Mella is him. Absolutely. DW media page again for reposting the stream, and shout out to Greg from the DWE family media page reposting the stream. Shout out to all of you guys. Make sure if you guys are watching live on YouTube, you hit that like button. And if you do go back and watch the stream, let me know in the comment section. After you like the video, let me know in the comment section what you did like about SmackDown, what you did not like about SmackDown tonight. And I will definitely be checking the comments tomorrow because I will be making a few posts tomorrow. I'm going to make a post about the exclusive channel. I haven't made a post about that. August just started. Trying to get a few more members to come sign up. Also, fantasy football. And I will be making my post for my 2 upcoming shows Sunday, as well as something to do with the fantasy football league. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But if you do have any comments or concerns or anything you guys enjoyed or didn't enjoy about Friday Night SmackDown, please make sure to leave it in the comment section if you guys go back and watch it. So we are streaming live on my YouTube page, my X page, and DW Television X on X page. So make sure you follow DW Television on X and everyone affiliated, starting off with the CEO himself, Miami the Great. You can catch him every Tuesday and Thursday with Inside the NFL Mind with Miami. He's getting you ready for 5 weeks till the NFL season kicks off. You can also catch him on Saturdays with the CFO and the HR of DWE, Final Boss Baby with 2 B's. Make sure you follow both of them. Normally every Saturday, I believe they probably will have a show tomorrow, is DWE Radio. You can catch that live on DWE Television, on X, Talk It Up Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to them. Tune in every Saturday. On Twitch, you can listen to them on DW Radio, DW Television, also on Spotify. Shout out to the World of Greg, the marketing production person of DWE, and also the host of The Rundown every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, as him and Kyle the Man Anthony get you ready for the upcoming Monday Night Raw card. So join them Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time for The Rundown. Make sure you follow the World of Greg, and make sure you follow the DWE media page. Put it up here on the screen again from X. Also, Kyle the Man Anthony, make sure you follow him. He joins the World of Greg Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Raw Rundown. And Wednesday night, that's coming up Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, you can join Kyle the Man Anthony and myself for Queens of WWE episode number 9. Also, Director Reg, After the Slam podcast on X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, Smoke Session Podcast, and Sports Jedi Network, and everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. I'll be back shortly, guys, to tell you guys where you can find me on my social media platforms, what I have coming up for you guys for the rest of this weekend and next week.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Predictions Sports. Let go, let go, let go. one podcast. Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, let go, let go.
All right. Thank you once again for tuning in to the SmackDown Recap live here on the EVP Show Friday, August 7th, 2026. We are coasting our way through the month of August. So thank you guys for that. And shout out to the almost 100 people we have, 92, getting close to 100 as we are closing up. Watching live here on either on the EVP Show, my X page, or on DW Television X. Make sure if you are watching live on YouTube, you hit that like button. That will help me out on my stream as we are on the road to 400 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. On social media, you can find me on X at EVPCJP. You can find my YouTube all the way pinned at the top. If you ever get a chance to go in and just retweet that, share it with your friends. If you're in and you enjoy my content and you guys are in here, just share with your friends. We're on the road to 400. And like I said, it will be a giveaway at 400 and also at 5 as well. You can find me on Instagram at EVPCJP. It is a business account. My YouTube is in my bio. You can find all my upcoming streams made by Miami and World of Craig. For my upcoming videos, you will see them tomorrow posted for Sunday Night Scoops and my last episode of LFG coming up Sunday for season 3. On TikTok, you can find me at Brady the Goat 21. That's at BRADYDA Goat 21. Once again, that's a business page, but my YouTube is pinned in my bio. You can find all of the upcoming videos made by Miami and them for my upcoming streams. Last but not least, and most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as we are on the road to 400 subscribers. We're sitting at 319. So shout out to you guys for that, getting me past my 300 subscriber mark for before SummerSlam. You guys killed it. So thank you guys so much for that. If you cannot find my YouTube page or my social media platforms, make sure you go to the search bar and type in at the EVP Show. There was over 1,000 live videos, probably 500 to 600 YouTube shorts, and a couple of pre-recorded videos as well for you to enjoy. If you have subscribed, please turn the notification bell on and make sure to join me for my daily wrestling content. So what I have coming up next for you guys, tomorrow I am off, but look for a lot of posts coming to X with my upcoming streams for Sunday, fantasy football, the exclusive news channel, and also probably tomorrow I'll also put out a post for the August the 5th, the 12th, 19th, the 26th, August the 26th will be the NXT Heatwave prediction show. So make sure you guys first come, first serve. Once I fill up 9 more seats, then I will take a couple of backups because I did have a last minute drop before SummerSlam. So it's always good to have 1 or 2 backups. So, but tomorrow, no stream, but come back Sunday. It is the biggest Sunday night scoops I've ever had. Will be 2 cash drawings, also 2 exclusive channel Discord to my news channel. 2 people will win. That is in the comments, not on my YouTube. Will win 1 month free in the Discord and my news channel. So make sure you guys tune in Sunday. It's going to be a long show, a lot of news. Sure, it's going to be a lot of questions. It's going to be a huge show, probably a 3-hour show. So that will be live Sunday here on the EVP Show at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. And then come back Sunday night for my last LFG show of season 3. Join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for LFG season 3 episode number 16. Monday, after you tune into the rundown with the World of Greg and Kyle the Man Anthony at 7 p.m. Eastern, come join me live Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for your Raw recap show. And then next Tuesday, I'm back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for your NXT recap. And then Wednesday, no stream on here. We'll be streaming live on here, but I will be joining Kyle and Anthony for Queens of WWE episode number 9 at 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday. And then next Thursday, we shift gears to reality television. Who won the HOH? Who won the BB Time Capsule? Who will be the 3 nominees? Who won the Power Veto? Will it be used to save any of the nominees? Who will win the BB Blockbuster, and who will be the last two people sitting on the block for the Week 5 eviction night. Who will join Ron, Lyric, Ashley, and Jason as the fifth person evicted from Big Brother Season 28? Join me Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Big Brother Season 28 Week 5 recap show. We are mowing down. There's already been 4 people eliminated from Big Brother. So 13 people left in the house. So still got a month and a half or so to go. So a long way to go. Long way to go. Friday night, we're on our way to CM Punk versus Kevin Owens. It won't be Friday, but we have 3 title matches. JC Jane goes after the United States Championship against Tiffany Stratton. Baron Corbin defends against Carmelo Hayes. The MFTs and the War Raiders will go after Damian Priest and R-Truth SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Join me next Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time for your SmackDown recap show. And then next Saturday, I'm off again. But join me next Sunday just for one episode, just for one show. Come tune in next Sunday live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. With that being said, guys, that is my schedule for the rest of this week and next week. Hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Saturday. Watch DW, listen to DW Radio tomorrow if they're going to be live, and come back Sunday to join me for my last doubleheader Sunday until LFG Season 4 comes out, starting with Sunday Night Scoops with EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern, and come back and join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Sunday night for the last LFG show of the season for me. LFG Season 3, episode number 16 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Sunday night. With that being said, guys, as I said again, hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday night and your Saturday, and I will see you guys back here for the last doubleheader Sunday for a few months, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday. I am the EVP from the EVP Show and the Golden Boy of DWE, and DWE is the only place to be. Have a happy Saturday and come back and join me for the last doubleheader Sunday of LFG. It'll be the last LFG show on Sunday night, and a huge Sunday Night Scoop show starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday evening. Have a happy Saturday, and I will see you guys Sunday for doubleheader Sunday here on the EVP Show. Good night, everyone.